I had heard rumours about this going on in the wake of the Imola weekend in Formula 1, and I've got the article here on the F1 Chronicle going over some of the more deplorable opinions that have been shared online when it comes to Franco Colapinto, when it comes to Jack Doohan, when it also comes to Yuki Tsunoda as well. Now, I just want to stress before I get into this video that this is a very vocal, very abusive minority of fans. I've got a lot of fans from Argentina. I've got a lot of subscribers from you guys, from your country over on YouTube. So, buenos dias a todos, and I hope you guys are doing very well. You know, this is not aimed at you. This is just a vocal minority of some fans who are jumping on the bandwagon and saying things that are absolutely abhorrent. Unfortunately, there is a track record for this. Canapino, the Argentine driver who was in IndyCar last season, his fans got very abusive towards some other IndyCar drivers who were perceived to have taken him out and, you know, to slighted him, to have done something negative. So fans on social media had gone too far. You know, this does happen to an extent. You always get some idiots out there, but it does seem like there's quite a few of them online that are supporting Colapinto. And look, you can support Colapinto, that's fine. He's your guy. He's from your country. There are a lot of fans of Hamilton here in the UK. There's a lot of fans of Oscar Piastri in Australia. There's a lot of Japanese Formula 1 fans who support Yuki Tsunoda. Lord knows there's loads of fans in the Netherlands who love Max Verstappen. Nothing wrong with that. That's part of the reason why we love Formula 1. There are some fantastic fans out there. But unfortunately, there is a vocal minority that are very much taking things too far. And it's been absolutely horrible, to say the least. To the point where Alpine and the FIA, the sports governing body, have actually responded to these. So let's just go through it, guys. Like I said, you know, if you're watching this video, this is not aimed at you. This is aimed at the people who have, you know, shouted this abuse at these people for no good reason. As far as I'm aware, you know, there is no excuse to do what they have done, to say what they have said. It's not on. You know, they've gone too far. Simple as that. But let's read why. Let's have a look, guys. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com, as always. Formula One's governing body and the Alpine team have slammed the personal abuse and threats being aimed at new Argentine Formula 1 driver Franco Colapinto's rivals. When Jack Doohan lost his race seat to 21-year-old Colapinto after Miami, his famous father, Mick Doohan, who is of course a legend of motorcycle racing, a 5-time champion in MotoGP if I'm not mistaken, shared a social media story showing that Jack's 2025 statistics stacked up quite well against teammate Pierre Gasly. Motorcycling legend Mick told the Spanish broadcaster DAZN at Imola that he did it to make a point, adding a quip that Alpine now seems to be a customer team open to drivers whose sponsors are able to pay the most. That sparked a firestorm of abuse from Argentine fans on social media, who I have to stress are a vocal minority. I am sure that most Argentine fans online are not like this. I know, I've got a lot of you in my comments usually, and it's all positive stuff. I really appreciate you guys. Gracias a todos. Which only got worse when a fake Mick Doohan Instagram account shared an image of Colapinto's Imola crash with the caption, "Very impressive." Please stop harassing my family, Jack Doohan has now pleaded to the abusive Argentine fans on social media. Yeah, that screenshot, I must admit, when I first saw it, I did think that was real, but it is not. There has been one going around where it looks like Mick Doohan has posted online taking a stab at Colapinto for his crash during qualifying, you know, and that's just not real. It's fake. He didn't do that. It's photoshopped, and unfortunately that has resulted in the Doohans getting a lot of abuse online, which is terrible, really. I mean, you know, it's bad that those people have gone online and edited that photo, and, you know, I don't necessarily blame those fans for having a reaction. I don't think, you know, you see something like that and you get passionate. You know, that's your boy. You know, that is someone who you're supporting, someone you care for in the form of Colapinto, and it seems like someone is having a laugh at his expense when it could have been a serious crash. I don't have a problem with people having a reaction to that. But what I do have a problem with is the level to which people have gone. People should always fact check these things. They should go and check the source rather than just go with the thing that is purporting to be real. However, a lot of people don't do that, and it's also bad that someone went online, chose to edit that, Photoshop it, whatever their photo editing app was, and then share it on social media. They're the real bad ones in this, but It's also quite bad for those fans who have gone too far in their, well, it's abuse. It's online abuse, simple as that. Alpine reacted by issuing a statement condemning the online abuse, reminding F1 fans that behind the visor of these superhuman athletes there is a person. Colapinto reposted the Alpine statement and separately also urged his Argentine fans to lay off the abuse of another F1 driver, Yuki Tsunoda. This one is even worse, potentially. I'll be honest. Tsunoda gave Colapinto the middle finger after he was blocked at Imola during practice and revealed that he was then subjected to an online abuse of Argentine hostility. And I imagine, and from what I've been told, I've not seen it, but I've been told that those abusive messages are of a racist nature in some circumstances as well, because of course Yuki Tsunoda is Japanese. So unfortunately, some Argentine fans have been taking aim at Tsunoda purely based upon his race, which is racist. I'm sorry, but if you did that, it's racist. Let's call a spade here. I'm saying this not because of what they say to me. They say too much about Doohan, right? The Japanese driver said, I don't think he was driving in a comfortable way. It's good that they have the energy, but just control it. That's a very good way of putting it. I feel like they can use that energy in a better way. Oh, they can, absolutely. Argentine fans are very passionate. We see that in the football. But, you know, sometimes things, unfortunately, go too far. And listen, it's not just Argentinians, before anybody says it. There's people from all nationalities that take things too far. There's plenty of people in my country that take things too far when it comes to football, for example. Simple as that. But yeah, it doesn't make any of this right, of course. To Colapinto's credit, he admits he blocked Tsunoda in Imola during practice, defending the Racing Bulls driver's right to be annoyed. I blocked quite a lot of people, he added. It was just the first day with the car, with the team. I don't know what the Argentine fans did. Argentines are extremely passionate about people and are already very tough on drivers, but they have to show respect, and that's what we all want. Also wading in on the affair is the FIA president Mohammed Ben Sulayem, who has pushed hard on a campaign against online abuse long before the latest incidents. I stand in full support of Yuki Tsunoda and Franco Colapinto, he said, and I thank them for speaking out against the growing issue of online abuse in motorsport. Are you not going to mention the Doohans in this? They were also subjected to it. I mean, it's good. It's good that you're taking a stand against this MBS, but what about the Doohans? I mean, they were abused too. I mean, maybe that's not the full quote. I don't know, but that's not good. That's not great. But anyway, he's on the right side of this at least. But yeah, I've let my feelings be quite, known in this throughout the video, really. I mean, it's terrible. I've not looked up any abuse. I've not. I don't want it. It's just going to get me angry. I don't want to see it. But from everything I've heard, from everything I've read, a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, against Tsunoda has been of a racist nature, or at least some of it anyway. And the Doohans have also been abused for things they haven't actually done. Yeah, I get it. There's banter. There's having a laugh. There's having a fun time. They're supporting your driver. They're supporting your guy. Supporting the person who... Because the thing is, Colapinto is the first Argentine driver in over 20 years in Formula 1. And he's the most competitive, arguably, since Carlos Reutemann in the 80s, probably. I mean, he's not on Reutemann's level yet. He's not able to win races and challenge for championships. But you think about the Argentines who have been in Formula 1 after that, the likes of Gaston Mazzacane, who was the previous one. He was driving for the likes of Minardi, I think, wasn't he, back in the day? So it wasn't exactly competitive. Was Esteban Tuero Argentine as well? Again, not particularly competitive. But yeah, I mean, for me, you got to stamp this out. You got to nip it in the bud. It's got to stop. Unfortunately, we've seen this in IndyCar. They just get too into it. There is passion and there is support. And then there is abuse. Support Colapinto. Don't go bringing down other people. I get it. You're annoyed with what Mick Doohan said. I get that. I get it. Listen, if someone was slighting my favourite driver, McLaren, my favourite team, I wouldn't be happy about it. But would I go online and would I, abuse these people? Send them DMs or comment on their posts, calling them an idiot or something even worse than that. Words that I won't repeat on this video. No, I personally wouldn't do. And I don't think it's right to do that. And I think that's pretty clear. And I will say for yet another time, just to make it abundantly clear, right? I am not having a go at all Argentine Formula 1 fans. I'm not having a go at all Colapinto fans. This is a very vocal, very nasty minority that are in this. And it's got to stop. You guys need to take a look in the mirror and just focus on one thing. Focus on Colapinto. Support him with all he's worth. Go for it, I want to see him do. Listen, I interviewed the guy years ago, last year, before he made it to F1. Nice guy, honestly. He's not going to be liking hearing this stuff. He's not going to want to be associated with this. Hell no. I mean, he's basically said he don't want to hear any of this as well in the interviews. So yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. I could go on this for a very long time. Your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you have to say. Keep it nice. Let's not be nasty about this. And gracias a todos. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I really appreciate all your support. A good chunk of my subscriber base, people who watch my videos, are from Argentina. So listen, like I said, this is not an attack at you guys. You guys in the comments have been great. Honestly, I really, really enjoy reading your comments, whether you're commenting in English or Spanish. I try and comment it back in Spanish when I can. My Spanish is not very good. I've got a basic level, if that, but I enjoy interacting with you guys, and I hope you have a great day. And let's hope for a better weekend in Monaco. I think Colapinto's an outside shot for the points personally in Monaco. I really do. If he qualifies well, he's got an opportunity, but just needs to keep his nose clean, no crashes. That's the main thing for him at this point, and just builds experience in the car. It's not going to be easy, but I've got faith he can be a success. But nobody wants to be a success and have this baggage, these people taking it too far. You can't control that. But yeah, like I've said many times, have a great day, guys. See you very soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more like this, hopefully there'll be less news like this in the coming weeks.